Good morning, Year 4. Our maths today, we're going to continue looking at hundredths and using the part-whole model. Okay, and this is for bronze. And if we complete our bronze task, then we're going to go on to learning by questions today to show our understanding of hundredths as decimals. So our anchor task then, have a little look at this problem-solving question. So it says, Whitney, Tommy, Esther and Dexter each have the same 3-digit cards and a place value chart. When they put the cards in the chart with one in each space, they each make a different number. Use the clues to work out each person's number and write it on their place value chart. So Dexter makes the greatest number possible, Tommy makes the number closest to 4, and Esther and Whitney choose the two numbers closest together, with Esther making the slightly greater number. So have a little think about this question and see if you can solve this problem. Okay, so the first thing that I would do is I'd think about all the possible numbers I could make. So I could make 6.30, 6.03, I could make 3.60, 3.06, and I could make 0.36 and 0.63. Okay, so now I've done this, it will help me to answer the question. So Dexter makes the greatest number possible. Well, the greatest number, the biggest number I have here is 6.30. Tommy makes the number closest to 4. So I've used that one. So the number closest to 4 here has to be 3.60 because 6.03 is 2 and 3/100ths away from 4, and 3.60 is only 4/10ths away from 4. So Tommy's must be 3.60. And then it says Esther and Whitney choose two numbers close together. Okay, so we could use our 3.60 and our 3.06, or we could use our 0.36 and our 0.63. So the two numbers that are closest together are going to be these two numbers here, aren't they? Because they are closer together than 3.06 and 3.60 are. So it says Esther makes a slightly greater number. So Esther then must have 0.63 because that number is greater. And Whitney has got 0.36. So if you got these answers, then well done. So let's have a look at the sort of questions you've got today. Complete these sentences. 1/10 can be exchanged for how many hundredths? 6/10 and 1/100th is equivalent to how many hundredths? And something tenths and so many hundredths is equivalent to 57 hundredths. Now there can be many ways to answer this question. So pause the video and have a think about what the gaps are. Okay then, 1/10 can only be exchanged for 10 hundredths. 6/10 and 1/100th can only be equivalent to 6. Sorry, that was not right, was it? 0.61, because 6.1 wouldn't be right because 6 is 1 whole and 1 is 1/10. So that would be incorrect. So it's 0.61. This last one, something is equivalent to 57 hundredths. Now we could have many answers here. The simple answer would be to say that we have 5/10ths and 7 hundredths. But actually there are many answers. So we could have 4/10ths and 17 hundredths. We could have 3/10ths and 27 hundredths. Okay, so there would have been many answers you could have had for this final one. Okay, we are looking at using part-whole model today. So what do you notice? So we've got our part-whole models, but they're not complete. So let's finish them off. So I can see that I have 1 whole, 1/10 and 4 hundredths, so 1.14. Let's try this one. Okay, I have 1 whole, 1/10 and 4/100. What do I notice? Well, my numbers are the same. My whole numbers are both 1.14, but they've been partitioned in two different ways. So how could we partition this number, and is there more than one way? Have a little think, see if you can find 3 ways to partition this number. Okay, so there's many ways we could partition this. We could have one whole and 32/100. We could have 1.3 and we could have 0.02, so 2/100. We could have 1.2 and then we could have 12/100. There are many ways we could have partitioned this number, okay? And this is what you're going to be practicing today. So our model and guided for bronze then complete the part whole models. So we are adding our 2 parts together to make our whole. So 0.2 and 0.16 together. So I can see from both numbers that I've got no holes. I've got 3/10 and I've got 6/100. So my number is 0.36. My whole is 0.36. Having a look at this one then, this time we've got a part missing. So this time, what do we need to do? Do we need to add or do we need to do the inverse? So hopefully you will know that we need to do the inverse, we need to take away. So we're doing 1.67, take away 0.17. So 1 take away 0 then. So I have no whole numbers. I have 6 take away 1, so I have 5/10, and 7 take away 7, I have 0/100. So my missing number is 0.50. So your questions for bronze today can be found on the website. If you complete these and you find them quite simple and easy to get on with, then we can move on to our silver task, which is learning by questions. Working through those questions, you'll be working through silver, gold and platinum, trying our very fluency, reasoning and problem solving questions. Okay, your LBQ code will be on the website.